Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. I'm really thankful to my viewers who have really appreciated me for my previous videos. And on demand, I am now going to make this video, which is on directed writing, a semi-formal letter. I'm going to discuss in this. Not only I'm going to discuss a semi-formal letter, but also I'm going to discuss the mark scheme in outline, the objectives of Cambridge for selecting this part of the paper, and I'm going to also discuss the concept of band, which is the key criteria in the mark scheme of the Cambridge. Now, before we move on to the lecture, I would request you to please subscribe my channel right now. Do it now. The button is there in front of you. You can easily push it, and I would like to like my video and give me your good comments, and please hit the bell icon as well so that you can be informed of my upcoming video. Directed writing is actually a compulsory question in section 1 of paper 1, which has a code 1123/1, and the marks for this part are 30. Now this is a question where there is no choice, and you can be asked to write either a letter, a report, a speech, an article, an account, or a leaflet, and whatever is given to you, that has to be attempted by you for 30 marks. Now, the actual success here depends on how well you are aware of the actual format of these, how good is your vocabulary, and how excellent is your content. So for this, you need to have a good command on your language, and you need to have good expertise in writing. Move on to the actual question. I would like to discuss the assessment objectives. What are the things Cambridge want you to present in your writing? What are the things which are seen into your writing? And I'm sure that when you have known all these things, you are going to focus on this, and you are going to start working on it for getting good grades in it, because you know that getting good grades in Cambridge is not an easy task. So these journal assessments are termed as writing task 1, writing task 2, writing task 3, and writing task 1. So let's begin. Writing task 1 actually demands that you can communicate appropriately. You have a very good understanding of the purpose, you know your audience, and accordingly you are using your register, that is the language. Now, writing task 2 demands that you are able to communicate clearly with your ideas well developed. Not only developed, but they are coherent as well. They are linked as well at each level, whether the word level, sentence level, or the whole text, that is actually showing one unit as a whole. I mean, it does not show that your work is a junk of different things, they are placed together. So you're going to create a link on the whole. So for this, a very good intact planning is needed. A writing object third demands that you are quite able to use your spelling, your punctuation, and grammar. Now these writing objects third and fourth, they are based on your language, because out of 30 your half marks are for your language and half marks are for your content. So this is really very important that you have a good command on your language as well. Your grammar is correct, your punctuation is correct, your spellings are correct. Not only this, according to writing object 4, that you can communicate clearly, creatively, and you have a wide range of vocabulary. You are not repeating words. You have standard, stylish, common, and modern vocabulary. Your sentence structures are really good, and you are able to use the linguistic devices, which are the figure of speeches, properly. Now, all these objectives, two objectives are for your task management, and the remaining two are for your language. So they have been given a title of band description. 15 marks are allotted for language, and the remaining 15 marks are allotted for your task management, your content marks. And they all are have certain fixed band description, and accordingly they are given. the specific objective for this section, which is a directed writing, and specifically for this question, that you are able to write a letter which can communicate information, which can persuade as well. When you will look at the question statement, it is actually a persuasive letter. You are actually asking a favor from somebody, and you can accurately and economically use the less word limit to uh, give your to talk about your idea. You carry out the instruction as detailed on the question paper regarding the particular information required. Now look at the detailed mark scheme. 30 marks for this part for directed writing. They have 15 marks for your task fulfillment, and your language has 15 marks. So be very sure about covering all these areas, that your language has to be such that you can get maximum marks, and your task fulfillment, your material you are writing, that is such demanding, that is such fabulous that you can get maximum marks. Okay, note that assessing task fulfillment means that you are writing more than the bullet points are asking you to write, more than the content points. Content points are the bullet points instructions given by the examiner, which you are going to see in the question I'm going to discuss after this. And another very important thing, that if out of 3 content points somebody is only addressing 2 points, then that paper will definitely fall in band 3, which is a less scoring band, you will know it, or even below for task fulfillment. See, you have understood the marking criteria in detail. Now let's have a look on the question, how it is set. Section 1, directed writing. The marks are for this part 30, as I have told you, and now you know that these 30 marks, they carry 15 marks for your language and 15 marks for this task fulfillment, which is here in front of you. The word limit for this is between 200 and 300. This is called economical word limit. That within a narrow range of word limit, your talent has to be seen, that how well you come up with this writing task. Now the task is that your class has decided to celebrate the end of the school year by visiting a place of interest. You are the class prefect. Your teacher has asked you to write a letter to the parents of your classmate to explain your plans. Viewers, reading this task is really very important. Until you read this task and you know the key points here, you cannot come up as a good writer. Your class has decided, it's not you, your whole class. I'm going to underline the key phrases here. Your class has decided to celebrate the end of the school year by visiting a place. So you are deciding that you are going to visit a place of interest. It's end of your year, and you are class prefect. So you're going to show it in your writing that you have some authority. Your teacher has asked you to write a letter to the parents of your classmate to explain your plan. So the purpose of writing this letter is to explain your plan. You're writing a letter and you're going to include these. Now these 3 things are called rubrics, and for each rubric you are going to write one paragraph. When and where you are going to this picnic, you're going to talk about the detail of your travel arrangement as well. So why am I underlining these things? So that when I'm writing my this letter, I am not skipping anything and I am focusing on all these details. This is how your paper will be marked by the examiner, that if you have missed out something, this will show that you didn't read your question paper carefully. Why your class has chosen it, the reason why your class has chosen it. It's not you who has this idea. Your whole class plan, your whole class has planned to go to certain place. That place you will tell what is that, and what you will do there. So what are you going to do there? That planning has to be discussed here. How the students of your class will benefit from this, how the students of your class will benefit from this. So this is going to be included in the last. So please, let's revise again. What is a task? Our task is that end of the year and you people are planning uh, to visit a place of interest. You are the class prefect. Your teacher has asked you to write a letter to the students' parents and asking for, telling them the whole situation. You are going to talk about the travel arrangement. You're going to talk about your class activities there. You're going to tell in the last that how this trip will be a benefit to you all. We're going to cover all 3 points in detail. You should make that your letter is polite and informative. You're going to start your letter with dear parents and remember to add an appropriate ending. So after reading this question, after marking the keywords, now stay for some time and plan that is it a formal letter or it's an informal letter or it's something between. So well, it's not a strict formal letter, it's not a truly informal letter, it's something lying in between because you are writing it to the parents. So please, when deciding the tone and register of your letter, be very careful because this is really very important, and your language marks, they depend on it. Your choice of words, your choice of language, your choice of phrases and words, they all are very important. So it's mean that your directed writing needs a very careful planning done by you, and it's not simple task that you just look at the question and you say that wow, it's a letter writing and you start abruptly doing it. No, give little time in planning. Plan that what rubric has to be dealt how, and what is going to be your tone, what is going to be in the beginning, what is going the middle, and what is going to be at end. Now a very important part of this lecture is here in front of you. I've just talked about the mark scheme, that your 30 marks are divided into your 15 marks for your task fulfillment and 15 marks for your language. Now here I am just going to introduce with the concept of bands. Now task fulfillment 15 marks, they have 5 bands. Band 1 is the script where out of 15 to 13 marks will be given for the task fulfillment. Remember, this is task fulfillment marks. Band 2 is the band where the candidate will get 12 to 10 marks for the task fulfillment, for the content thing, for the material he has written. Band 3 is the script where the child will get 9 to 7 marks. Then band 4, scoring student will have 6 to 4 marks, quite less. Band 5 is the one where only 3 to 1 marks will be given. So definitely there is a whole detailed key provided by Cambridge, and inshallah I've discussed some best bands and some worst in my previous videos as well, and you can consult them, and I'll be discussing them in my upcoming videos as well. And there is a mark of 0 as well when the child's script does not show any coherence with the task given at all. So these are the 15 marks for the task fulfillment, and these others are the 15 marks for your language. Now here, for the language marks, uh, you know that communication is really something very important, and miscommunication can cause something worse. So here the top band is band 1. Unfortunately, it has been by mistake placed here. Band 1 has 15 to 14 marks. Definitely, it will be a band where the script is flawless, where the language is on the top of standard. There are no slips at all. Spelling, punctuation, grammar, everything is best. Then band 2 is the one where the marks are from 13 to 12 marks. Gradually the standard will come below it. Band 3 is the one where 11 to 10 marks will be given. Band 4 is the one where 9 to 8 marks are given. Band 5 is the one where 7 to 6 marks are given. Band 6. So you can see that these bands are more than the task fulfillment bands, because here the range is quite narrow. And The last band is band 10. I'm going to cancel this band because this has to become in the at the top, but by mistake it has been placed here. I've discussed it, so I am crossing it so that you are not confused by this. So the purpose of keeping these band things in mind is to frame yourself in a situation that you are actually focusing on your task fulfillment as well, your content as well, and on your language as well. So I'm sure that when you are attempting your practice that writing task, you are going to keep these things in your mind, that you are marked separately for your task fulfillment. There are 15 marks, and that you are going to mark separately for your language. There and share some important tips with you, and I'm sure that you're going to keep them in your mind. First of all, you're going to read the question carefully as I did in front of you. You're going to underline all keywords which I have done with you. You're going to decide the tone, style, and register. Know clearly to whom you are writing, what is the situation, and what type of language you are going to use. You are going to organize your work at least in 3 paragraphs, three for the rubrics. You can decide for 2 extra paragraphs for starting and ending, no problem. But these 3 rubrics given, they have to be dealt in separate paragraphs. Please be very careful about this thing. You're going to organize, you're going to structure your work in a real, like, sensible, justifiable piece of writing. You have to come up as a very sensible, logical writer. There should not be something nonsense missing, or some part where examiner can raise a question mark. We are going to use standard, correct, and natural language. This is really very important. Sometimes in order to get good marks, we start putting such heavy vocabulary that doesn't go in the context. Please avoid this thing. You are going to see to it that you are not repeating words, your statements are not repeated, that you are quite logical. You're going to, once you have done it, you're going to go through your work. It's not that do it and just shut it up. No, you're going to go through it, review it. You're going to rectify your mistakes for grammar, for punctuation, for spelling, and for errors. So please see to it that be very mindful of all these things. Okay, you're going to use conjunctions throughout it. And I'm sure that my video on parts of speech, the conjunction part was discussed in detail. A list was also provided, and I'm sure that you are going to keep these all points in your mind, and you are going to insert some apt figure speeches. Again, I would say that please don't infest your work with a lot of figure speeches. Think that just put where they are necessary, and you know that it's a wrong impression and negative marking done when your words are misfit in your context, your similes, metaphors are misfit in your context. So please read as much as you can, so that you can know that how to place certain word. That is the only way out. You can memorize words, but you cannot know to place them at the right place. That thing only comes by reading. So please have a habit of reading, have a habit of reading sample directed writing, so that I'm sure that you have liked my video and you've gained the concept of band, which is quite compulsory at this level, so that you know and you start tracking yourself according to your destination. So I'm sure that you are going to tell your tell you you're going to discuss your problems with me with your comments, and you're going to write some comments to improve my videos, and you're going to subscribe my channel as well. So Allah Hafiz, and stay blessed.